Alright, what is up, guys? Today is February 13th, 2017, and today's the big day. It is finally time for Floor System Test 32. And this is a pretty big milestone because it has been nearly 2 years since the last Floor System Test, which was Floor System Test 31, and that was filmed on February 28th of 2015. So it has been nearly 2 years since the last floor system test. But I am back and I am ready to go here. So new panel from the last test for those of you who may have just skipped, who are just now seeing my videos and skipped from 31 to 32. 2 years has passed, and obviously the Firelight MS2 is way long gone. I now have a Simplex 4005. I've had this for about pretty much 2 years also. I got this panel completely fried, basically. Pretty much every component on it was blown out by a lightning strike, I'm pretty sure. And, I got the panel for a good price, but the seller never told me that the whole thing was blown out. So I have spent the past 2 years pretty much completely rebuilding this thing for the most part with new parts, and it wouldn't have taken so long had the parts not been so expensive. But the 4005 is back and better than ever. So I've already told you guys, I already said this in my other videos, but for those of you who may just be tuning in for the first time, as I said, I pretty much completely redid everything in this panel. It has a brand new, or not a brand new, but a new CPU, new power distribution module, new IDC card, new NAC relay card. The only two electronic components that are original are the power supply and the DACT card, which this doesn't even serve any purpose currently. So this thing is ready to go. This is the most recent part I got. I got that one yesterday, and the resistors finally arrived in the mail today. So I already had the NAC resistors from the 4004, since the NAC resistors are the same. I just needed zone resistors. So since all the local Radio Shacks closed down, that forced me to pretty much go onto eBay and order some resistors. I could have gone to Fry's Electronics in Downers Grove, but that was a little bit of a hike. Even like 10 or 15 minutes just to get resistors is just like not worth it. So I got some zone resistors off of eBay. They're installed. So that cleared, putting those resistors on cleared my all my zone troubles. And like I said, I've already got resistors on this card, so all my card troubles are gone. And so yeah. Before I show you guys the setup for today, I will quickly scroll through the troubles on the system. We are down to 4 troubles, which is where it's supposed to be. We are perfect. System time and date trouble. The battery trouble. I do have batteries, I just haven't plugged them in yet. Earth ground trouble, as I was saying from yesterday's same thing that I said in yesterday's update video. I have to obtain a 3-prong power cable with that extra ground wire on it, so I'm still working on that. And the city circuit trouble, which would probably just clear if I unplugged the card and uninstalled it, which is probably what I need to do, but for now this is just staying on here for kicks. So 4 troubles, I'm pretty much good. 4 is still definitely more than it's supposed to be. I should have no troubles, but it won't be like that for a while until I can get a grounded power cable and actually get my batteries plugged in. So, as I said, we are all ready to go for the floor system test. Let's go over my setup. I guess I'll start down here in the panel. This is actually a new device I just got a couple days ago, and as I told you guys before, my dad is the best. His work just threw away this perfectly good 4905 Simplex 4905 9914 Smart Sync module. So I've already got a 4905 9938, which is the newer Smart Sync module, which can sync up the newer 4906 devices. This is the older style Smart Sync module, and these are going on eBay for like $50, $60, you know, and his work just threw this thing out. So he brought it home for me. I thought it was a relay at first, but I looked it up, and this is an older Smart Sync module. So a big thank you to my dad for this. Very nice little device here. In some cases easier, you know, and less of a pain to wire up than the bigger 9938 module that I have. So what do we have as far as devices? Well, in honor of this being a Simplex panel, we have an appropriate setup with Simplex devices. We've got my Simplex 2099-9756 dual action T-bar. Not so dual action anymore, though. The push bar broke. It's just kind of hanging in there freely, but it's just there, and T-bar works, switch works. That's really all that matters. So and then because I don't have a TrueAlert horn strobe, I wired up my TrueAlert horn and strobe. So this is basically a TrueAlert horn strobe just in two devices. So this one is, you guys have seen these devices before. This is my Simplex 4901, oh, it's been so long, 9822, I want to say. I have to check this. 9820, 4901, 9820, Smart Sync or free run. It's not going to focus in on that all the way, but Smart Sync or free run TrueAlert horn. And then my Simplex 4904, 9332, 75 Candela Smart Sync strobe that came out of my dad's work a couple years back. So pure Simplex system right here. This is a system that you would probably expect to find on a 4005 system in service. Conventional T-bars and TrueAlerts. That's what you would probably find on a 4005 like this. So the 4905-9914 Smart Sync module is wired into the visual circuit, the visual NAC. So the strobe will operate because, like I said, that's a Smart Sync strobe, so it'll, under normal power, it'll only flash when you take power off. It has to have this this or the 9938 to pulse it correctly. So that's just wired up to the NAC 2. And then my audible circuit is free run. You know, that's the nice thing about that horn, is it's either Smart Sync or free run. So I've just got that on. That's just conventional free run operation there. So that's pretty much it. It's already gone to be 8 minutes, and I haven't even pulled the darn thing. So anyway, the horn is going to be on continuous. I'm just doing this mainly because that's how the TrueAlerts at my school are set up. When we have fire drills, I get to, depending on where I am in the building, I get to enjoy the sound of those TrueAlerts on continuous. So, and then the strobe circuit is obviously on steady to accommodate the Smart Sync module. So, anyway, excuse the school bus radio in the background. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and let me close the panel up here just so I can get my key out. I'm going to go ahead and put on some hearing protection. I'm only going to set this thing off for like 10 seconds because this horn is very loud and my dad's outside watching television. So let me pause the video really quickly and we'll get on some hearing protection and we'll get this thing going. And I think I'm just going to key activate the pull station. So, are you guys ready? First floor system test in nearly 2 years. Like, I can't believe it. So, alright, here we go. If I can get my key in all the way. 3, 2, 1. Alrighty. For some reason, when I reset that pull station, it's still giving me a trouble. came back. I do not like that very much. Alright, not very long, but long enough to get the point across. If you've heard one TrueAlert horn on continuous, you've pretty much heard all of them. I'll show you guys the strobe is still going. Like I said, the strobe is being pulsed by the smart sync module. You can hear it clicking. Gotta love that click. So, there you guys go. I'm very glad to be back, I'll tell you that. Very happy that I've got a very good Simplex panel. Really hoping this one won't crap out on me like all my others have. I'm going to go ahead and reset, and I'll do a tiny bit more of an explanation. This is a newer Simplex panel, and as of all newer fire alarm panels, pretty much this thing takes an eternity to reset, so we'll give it its time. All my other fire alarm panels in the past have pretty much like broken on me, except for my first panel, which was a Simplex 4001, and that one I did actually fry. And how I fried that one was with these types of terminals that were on the panel. And this is the one thing I absolutely hate about this panel. I love this panel. I love everything about it except for these terminals on these cards. And the problem with these terminals, let me get my flashlight, is that if you make one mistake where these two wires, where two of your wires down here are touching, let's see if my camera will focus in on that, my phone. If you make one mistake and these wires are touching, you will fry something. And that's the only reason why I don't like this panel. You have to be really careful. You have to screw down those terminals really tight and make sure you cut the wires really short. You guys can even see that I've screwed up there. There's just a little bit of copper sticking out, which that is absolutely unacceptable. So I have to fix that. Either way, this is going to be disconnected for the next system test, and I will get all of those problems resolved. But just so you guys know that this is a very, I've even been told this is a very fragile panel. You have to be very careful with what you do with it, or you will crap the thing out. So, and I just dumped a lot of money into replacing pretty much every part on this thing. So, I really don't want to fry it. So, just so you guys know, I'm going to be extra careful with this one, and that's pretty much all I can do, and hopefully it will not break on its own like the other ones did. But that's pretty much it. Like I said, I'm so happy to be back. I'm very excited to be making these videos. Hopefully, I know some of you were getting impatient, but like I said, I'm just very glad to be back and doing this, and hopefully I'll be able to make these tests more often. It just depends on how my schedule is. There's going to be no, set schedule for these tests, but we'll have to see. So, I still have some requests to fill that I got like 2 years ago. I have not forgotten about those requests. For those of you who may have put in requests for certain devices, I have not forgotten about those. I have them on a piece of paper inside the panel, so I will fill those next on the next few tests. But the video's gotten way too long, so thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Go follow me on Facebook and Instagram, MSJ191961. And that'll be it.